Liftoff and the clock has started.
Vier. Drei. Zwei. Eins.
Goal.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Vobes show.
Good evening.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, hello, hi, hi,
Hello,
hi.
hello, hello.
Hola.
You, get out.
Bonjour.
Bonsoir, mademoiselle. That's not a word.
Excusez-moi.
Welcome along to another exciting Vobie One-Eye Kenobi show with the lovely Julia.
And the lovely Richard.
We are here to entertain you.
Well, that's our hope anyway.
Yeah, we may not achieve it, but we do try every week. We're very
trying.
Thank you. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I'd just like to say a big shout out and hope that Mark Burgess, hello Mark.
Shout out Mark Burgess.
Hello Mark Burgess. Mark Burgess was in the Vobes household. He didn't actually come into the studio on this occasion, which was a shame.
Oh, yeah.
We should have recorded something with him.
We should have.
And shoved it in. Didn't think about that till after he'd gone. But
No.
we had a bit of a rushed day.
A little.
He came down to see us, which was very nice. We had chips and sausages and cups of tea, and we were on the pier,
Yep.
and it was all very swell.
Very
The
lovely.
weather
And he
was-
met Merlin.
And he met Merlin. He is the only other person now who can identify Merlin in
Aside
the
from
police.
you, me and Congrati. Colonel.
Colonel Congrati.
Put my teeth in.
Yep, the only man who can identify him in a police lineup. So, if anything happens, you know where to look. So that was our day. But what was your day like? Have you had a good one? Anything been going bonkers in your world. Plenty of bonkersness in our world. People are joining the show all the time, which is lovely to see. Thank you very much for coming along.
Excellent. Our dear Mark Burgess is home, safe, wonderful, good news.
Oh, that's good. We're always worried because when we left him on a train bound for Aberdeen, and unfortunately the Aberdeen Angus got hold of him, and they redirected him back to Dungeness or Romney Marshes or somewhere in between where he lives.
Yeah, which is somewhere that he hasn't even mentioned.
Yes, so I'm sure that Hazel, his lovely sister, was missing him all day. But now he's back, and she's probably pulling her hair out, going, "Oh, brother's back then." So that was nice. So that was lovely. If you'd like to come down and visit the old Vobes, wish again. So no, I'm sure we can arrange it.
That's not very
That's
welcoming
not
of
very-
you,
no.
Richard.
It's the 13th of September, a slightly worrying day when things are supposed to go wrong. But luckily, it's not Friday the 13th.
Yes, because apparently that's worse.
Is it? Yeah. So are you superstitious? Are you somebody who has to keep a rabbit's tail in your foot? Are you somebody that can't go underneath a ladder without paint sloshing down on
or
your
a black
head?
cat on your shoulder.
On your shoulder. Yes. Or do you keep a parrot in a hamster cage? What do you have to do to get out of the day? Are you somebody who has to say 3 Hail Marys and somersault over a toadstool in order to make things right? Does the day 13 hold any horrific things for you, or have you got a different number that you are in fear of?
Good question.
We would like to know. That's one of the themes in today's show, unless we can think of something else in the meantime. Superstition. Are you a superstition, or is it a whole load of dinkum?
There is superstitious
We're going to ask...
writing on the wall.
Good God, somebody written superstitious all over our wall. Can you get a scrubbing brush and take that off? It's outrageous. Oh, I'll do it later.
Yeah.
Are you superstitious, lovely Julia?
Not really.
Do you have any special things? You know, if you're like betting on the horses and you've got 5 of them in a row and you need to get the 6th, do you do anything special like rub your heel with linseed oil?
No. Not
No.
especially.
No.
But
You don't bet on the horses anyway.
no, I only did that when I was a kid, with spending time with my paternal grandmother.
Ah, that's lovely, isn't it? With the paternal grandmother. Colonel Cragratty says the only number I'm worried about is the day my number is up.
That's a good way to be.
Yeah, and when? What day? What is the number?
Well, there's no point worrying about it. 'Cause
No, it's not going to happen, is it? It's not
No,
going to
not
happen.
for a while.
Not for a long time.
And if you're worried about it, then you're not living.
Yeah.
Yeah?
And if you don't know what the number is when it comes up, how do you know your number's up?
Don't know.
I mean, if your number is 64 and you're thinking, when is my number coming up? And all the time you think your number is 82.
When I'm 64.
And you're going, 82, I hope 82 doesn't come up today. And actually your number was 64 all along. Then suddenly 64 comes up. I don't know whether it be the 64th bus or that you fall out of a building on the 64th floor or 64 reindeer drop out of the sky.
64 Zoo Lane. What?
64 Zoo Lane. Or maybe it's 64 millipedes. Or a millipede with 64 legs. Which technically wouldn't be a millipede, would it? It would be a 64-apede. You know, if one of those... So that's what it is. Thought my number was up in the videos I sent in today. Oh, yes. Colonel Cragratty has a video.
I don't want to see you thinking you're about to die.
Yeah, I pre-watched the
Now I'm curious,
videos,
though.
as you know, and he sits on the top of this very almost pin-like rock, and he's sitting up the top balancing there, and then there's this puff of wind, and he's like, whoa, 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 oh, God, and he's teetering, ladies and gentlemen, teetering. His teeth fall out, his wig drops off, his hearing aid disappears, his glasses are over there, his false pants drop down, and he's teetering.
His false pants.
Yes.
He's got real pants and false pants.
And false pants.
Okay.
And he's teetering like this for at least 20 minutes, and we're all, you know, we all see it when we play it in. And I pre-watched it, of course, and he's like, whoa, 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 and then he puts comedy music to it.
Have you just spoiled the whole thing?
Oh, yes. I'll edit it so it's slightly less dramatic. But
Yeah.
anyway, it's definitely worth watching.
His climbing pants.
It's climbing.
His climbing pants.
Yes, he's climbing, but not his false
False
pants. Lisa L says a poor man was killed today on the news when a hot tub fell on him. When your time is up. A hot
That-
tub.
Is that true?
Is that
real? Is that
really happen? A hot tub.
That's crazy.
Who goes around heating a tub anyway?
I
Why
mean,
would-
of all ways to go,
Yeah.
I mean, how could you ever guess that would be it?
How did it? I mean, at a hot tub, I would keep my tubs cool.
I mean, if you work in a hot tub warehouse, that slightly raises the risk.
A hot tub warehouse. I
I'm
want to
just
know what a
thinking
hot
out
tub
loud.
warehouse looks like. You go in and there's all these hot tubs steaming away with people sitting in them going, just my job, it's so difficult. I have to come in here. My skin's so wrinkly, but I can't see anything because of the steam. And they go, yeah, I want one of them, please. Righto, no problem. You guys, could you get out? They want that one. They don't want that monkey.
Apparently,
They don't want you. They want the other monkey.
you don't want me. He wants the other monkey. yeah. That's
Laurel
good,
and Hardy.
Good
Music
episode.
Box.
That. Apparently, it fell off a crane.
Oh.
I wonder if that was as they were putting it in his garden.
Oh, I feel like is that? Oh, right. So what they
Or
craned
was he
it
the crane operator?
off the lorry? That would be a shame, wouldn't it? Your numbers up. If you were the owner of that, you have inadvertently, by wanting to have a hot tub in your house or in your garden, and you're standing there going, "Oh yes, this is a good place to stand." I always think that when they deliver logs. I get logs delivered, and the lovely chap John, who delivers my logs, actually I must order some logs, he has a crane and he has these bags, which are like these builder's bags, a metre cubed, and they're full of logs, and this thing, and you know, these bags have been used several times, and it lifts it up, cranes it over the fence and drops it down. Well, I always stand well clear, just
I was
in
going to
case.
say, you don't want that juggernaut falling on your head.
Because if it splits, those logs are going to go everywhere.
Wouldn't want a drone to fall on your head either.
Oh, yes. Listen to this story that the lovely Julia is now going to impart.
Well, you see, yesterday in fact, we were on a walk, having a lovely time,
Luz.
and we saw, huh?
It was. It came out. Luz.
Luz.
It was.
And we came across, we were trying to get to Kingley Vale, but...
Near Chichester, on the
Yes.
South Downs.
Yes. And we came across this old ruined, what was it, Georgian barn and farmyard pen and
Georgian
shelter.
Victorian flint barn that was ruined with no roof.
Very lovely to look at. It's just storing some old farm equipment in now, but it was lovely, and we thought, this would be a great spot to put the drone up in the air and have a quick little practice.
Yeah.
So, we were getting set up, and then this family on bikes appear, a mother stops, and then, kind of in my shot, actually, as I'm, filming you.
So we were on the floor, sitting there, we're getting the drone out, and these people just on their bikes, and instead of passing us, they stopped and started to look at us.
Yeah. They were watching him. So the mother, father, and then a son, and then they started shouting, hurry up, to obviously another child.
And I thought they were going to watch me fly this drone.
Yeah.
Because, why else would you have stopped there?
But of course, I'd stopped filming because, the lady was in the way. I didn't know if she wanted to be filmed, blah, blah, blah. But eventually...
So I got the drone up quickly.
Thinking they wanted to watch.
Because he kept saying to his other son, hurry up. And I thought, hurry up, because you're going to miss the drone takeoff and all of this. It's quite dramatic.
So
when
he
I fly
hurried
a
up
drone.
to get the drone up, and I missed the shot because I'd stopped filming. So I was like,
So
I was waiting to film.
It was hovering about 3 metres above the ground, quite happily. And this guy was calling to his son, and he kept, come on. And then...
He turns around and he says, oi, will you move that thing... Well, actually, I don't know if he said oi, but he was like, will you move that thing away from us?
So we had completely misread the situation, because they all stopped. They were gathering round us.
Come into our... Not
Into
our
our
space, but in our
space.
personal
But yeah,
space.
they were
they
close
could have
enough
stopped
to
further
sort of
away.
think-
They could have gone...
They could have gone anywhere, but they stopped in front of us. And so I lifted the drone up, and it was hovering there because I was waiting for his son, thinking his son wanted to see it go up. And then he just suddenly, he was ever so rude. His son, he said, oi, would you get that away from us? Get that thing away from us.
Yeah.
And then later he said you wouldn't want that dropping on your head.
Oh, no, he didn't say that.
Oh, he didn't say that?
No, because he passed and he said something else snidey, but I was livid by this point, so I don't remember what exactly he said. Do you remember what he said as he cycled past?
He said something like, I don't fancy
I
being
don't
underneath it.
Yeah, I don't want that thing falling on my head.
He did actually. Yeah, I'm sure he said
Something
that
like
because he said
that.
I don't like the. And so I took it out the way.
Yeah, and you said, well, as they moved on, you said, oh, have a nice day, enjoy your
have
ride.
a nice cycle ride.
And I was like, you wouldn't want a juggernaut landing on your head. That was a stupid thing to say.
Of all the places they could have stopped, they stopped in front of us because they were just waiting for their son. The fact that we were flying, we were prepping up this drone. It was
it's
so
a really
obvious.
little drone as well, really.
It was so
Weighs
obvious.
Nothing.
It was so obvious what was going to happen.
His blinking bicycle helmet would have done it more damage.
And they were still there. And you should have thought, I'm about to fly the drone. You have the option.
Why stop there?
You have the option.
So annoying.
You have the option. I will get the sentence out. You have the option of moving back. And they didn't. They just said, can you get that thing away from us? I thought, hang on, you've come to us, not the other way round, mate.
It's just, I got really quite annoyed with that.
So, of course, I lifted up the drone and I swept it over their heads like some mad pterodactyl. Vroom, vroom, vroom. And I kept going, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, or some such music.
Anyway, so that happened. But it wasn't a hot tub falling on his head, thankfully.
No,
he wouldn't have wanted a hot tub falling on his head.
Yeah, he didn't.
And that would be something to worry about.
In fact, if all the people who could have had a hot tub fall on his head, there was a moment where I thought, if it's going to be anybody, him.
Can't say that.
I hope he's not watching.
But you did say that.
I did just say that.
You shouldn't say that.
Sean O'Brien says Richard Vobes is funny. Yeah, that's what the men in the white coats say. They say he's funny, all right. We have a lot of people out there. We have 75 concurrent viewers. All of them have put thumbs up. Thank you so... Oh, I beg your pardon. 26 of you have only put thumbs up. What a miserable bunch. So what we would like you to do is put your thumbs up. If you can't press the button and you're watching on the telly and there's no other way of doing it, just do that.
There's a thumbnail. Thumbnail.
Yeah, thumbnail. We work hard on this show, by the way. We work really hard to get these jokes. I mean, I know they're bum jokes, but we work hard on them.
Definitely duff jokes, but never mind.
Duff jokes this week. They're probably the same people who, on an empty beach, come and sit right up by you, says Lisa L. Yeah, I think you're absolutely right.
Michael White says, maybe he thought you were droning on.
Oh, we could have done.
Yuck.
Michael White also says lots of people use their family birthday for the lottery and then forget that others do the same thing.
Yeah, so people...
Lots of people have the same date.
Have the same numbers.
And they have to share the winnings out, don't they?
Yeah.
Snack Lofter says, waited for a shed to be delivered between 7 and 6. 7 in the morning, 6 in the evening. It never arrived. It must have been fate. It probably fell off the crane after it was delivered somewhere else. So, yeah, how terrible is that? Anyway, it is what you make it. Mm-hmm. Now, we have 3 videos in tonight's show, which we're very much looking forward to playing in, apart from Colonel Cragrattis. Oh no! In the wind, especially as the thunder and lightning was coming in. I forgot, did I mention that? And the pterodactyls that were coming around, the vultures, as it was like fending them off. It was a dramatic scene. But anyway, Lord Jeffrey's here, so we're all right. So, we better do the roll call, hadn't we? Because we do that. So, the lovely Julia, now, often you come and do your roll call and you sit over there and we make a feature of you walking. And in the past...
And I do a stupid little jig or something daft.
In the past, you've put on those irreplaceable shoes. Not irreplaceable. Irregular choice shoes. And tonight is slightly different. What have you got for us tonight, lovely Julia?
A very special pair of shoes on today. They're not really a pair of shoes at all, but they do go on my feet.
Are they Wellington boots?
No.
Oh, are they snow boots?
No.
Are they Puss in Boots?
No. Mm. They are roller boots.
Roller boots?
Also known as roller skates.
Roller skates?
Yes, my very special Moxie skates.
So you're going to go across and get your skates on?
I've got my skates on.
Oh, yes, you've got...
I'm going to go roll to the roll call.
Oh, yes, that's true. So I'm going to play the Get Your Skates On music, which we have all lined up, and you're going to do the roller skates across the room.
Yeah.
But don't panic. You think we can't see it. We've got special magic powers tonight. Oh, it's already on. I've got to find the button. Here it is.
You went over tea.
It's all live, ladies and gentlemen. It's all live. Some of it's live. Let's see if the lovely Julia is there. Yes, she does appear to be there.
I landed safe and sound on my seat.
Oh, well done.
On the other side of the stewed.
On the other side of the stewed, ladies and gentlemen. There we are. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope that was worth it.
That was fun.
We went to a lot of extra special energy to do that, didn't we?
Yeah, I did.
I'm worn out thinking about it. So, the lovely Julia, we need to do the roll call.
Indeed.
Indeed we do. So, over to you, lovely Julia.
Roll call.
Oh, hang on. One more time.
The roll call. Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Nice. Right, where were we? We're right here on the studio sofa. And today on the studio sofa with me...
Yes.
And my ukulele. I was going to say me and thee, but you're not over here on the studio.
No, I'm still sitting here monitoring the sound.
So on this wonderful evening, on the 13th of, what month are we in? September.
Oh my God, the 13th.
Ah! On the 13th of September, 2021.
2021.
On this Monday evening.
Yeah.
We have Daniel Watkins on the sofa. Judith is in the house. Hello, folks. Hello, Judith. Mwah.
Mwah.
Anna Jones and Mark Burgess. Hey!
Hey, Marky boy.
Colonel Crackrati is in the house.
It's nice to see you, Colonel.
Apparently, this is really odd. I added a comment, then after a while I refreshed the channel as nothing more was appearing and I thought my PC had gone to sleep and now my original post has disappeared.
Oh, is that the post
Strange.
where he was going... We've seen it.
That wasn't a post, that's a video that he sent in.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So who else have we got here? We have Station Master's Choice. Greetings, one and all. Strange things happening.
Yes, very many strange things in this show. Wouldn't you believe it?
Joining us tonight, we have Clive Waterfall. Hi, all. Hi, Clive.
Hi, Clive.
Paul Cockerell's in the house. Evening, Vobesters.
Hello to you.
Kathy B has arrived. Hi, everybody.
Hello, Kathy B.
Alison O'Brien. Hello, lovely. Audrey Forbes Hamilton. Evening, everyone.
Good evening, Audrey.
Paul Cockerell is here.
Lovely, lovely, lovely.
As is Kerry Baldwin.
Yes.
And Kathy B. I think I said Kathy B.
Yes,
but
I
I'm
think
saying
you've
Kathy
also
B
said
again.
Paul Cockerell twice.
Oh, maybe I did.
Yes.
I
But
thought I said Sensible Paul.
Ah.
I don't know.
Is Sensible Paul here?
It gets very confusing, actually.
I know, there's too many people similar.
I actually meant to start taking notes on the show, in the beginning of the show.
Yes.
To
good
write these
behaviour,
names
bad
down, but, you know.
behaviour.
Not
who's
quite
being
like that.
naughty, that sort of thing.
Don't be silly, shush.
Oh, sorry.
Andy the Collector is in the house.
Hello, Andy.
Robert Maudsley. Hello, everybody. Hello.
Good evening.
Sean O'Brien.
Nice
says,
to see you, Sean.
Evening all. Ernie. Hi, Richard. Watching from Abbotsbury. All's well here.
Oh,
Excellent.
good.
Jen Colley is here. Hi, everyone.
Hello,
Purple
Jen.
Heart.
Purple heart.
Purple Heart.
Lovely.
A lovely purple heart. Simon says evening all. And what is that? Oh, it's a chicken chick coming out of an eggshell.
Oh, nice. We always like chickens coming out of eggshells. You were talking of chickens coming out of eggshells. We saw a strange bird earlier today.
Yes. It wasn't that strange, but what was attached to it was quite strange.
Yeah, what was attached to it?
Well, for a start, it was a juvenile seagull.
Ah.
Ha! Juvenile herring gull.
Oh, yeah, herring gull. She's been hoisted by her own petard. She always tells people off for saying seagull. There's no such thing as seagulls. They are gulls, and some of them are herring gulls, and some of them are...
It was my dad, actually.
Oh.
It's my dad's voice in my head going, oh, it's not seagulls, it's herring gulls. So I do it to myself all the time.
Yes.
All the time, which is why I still do it to other people. Sorry.
Pedant.
Shut up.
No, I'm
I'm
saying...
trying to do the roll call.
Yeah,
You
do the
just
roll
shut
call.
up.
Yeah, so anyway, yeah. We'll tell you about the bird.
Yeah, we'll tell you about the bird. So I popped across the road from...
Into the pub. No.
out with Mark Burgess and Richard in Worthingtown, coming back from the pier. They took a seat for a moment. Jojo was asleep in his buggy. I popped across the road to get some photos of some fabrics, swatches and stuff in the fabric shop. Ideas for the van, but that's for later. And I came out, and I spotted this gull with a very odd-looking beak, and a gentleman kind of walking around near it and trying to kind of manoeuvre it, I suppose.
Mm.
And I instantly recognised what was going on. The bird had fishing tackle and wire and things wrapped around its beak. And the injuries looked old and stuff, so at least up to a week, I reckon. Anyway, so I spent 10 minutes trying to catch this dang gull with this fellow. He had his cardigan off. I was trying to manoeuvre it and distract it, and so he could get the jacket over it. It flew off in the end. But 10 minutes was spent doing this. But I couldn't leave it at that. I felt awful having to walk away, so I got on my phone, onto Facebook.
Got her air rifle out.
Shut your face.
Sorry.
Fathead.
All right.
Use your own insult on you.
How fat is my head?
Very fat. Oh, shush. Anyway, so I posted on this, wildlife rescue page on Facebook, or group rather. And within an hour, an admin had said, I'll tag the right people in that. And lo and behold, just 9 minutes before the show, I saw a message pop up saying, the gull's been caught. The stuff has been removed from its face and it's on its way to the vet. Yes, lovely story. I mean, I just love when things come together like that. It's amazing. So if anyone who is part of that wildlife group, thank you so much. Really appreciate that. That's really, really faith in humanity. Always need something like that. Right, anyway, back to the roll call.
The sad thing is that we also heard that the 6:30 out of Brighton train managed to hit the poor little bugger as it landed on the rails. Mark Burgess was on board and he said, "There's the bird!" That didn't happen.
Richard. What are we going to do with you, eh?
Put me in front of a camera. Right, yes, on with the show. Sorry,
On with the
roll
show.
call.
Roll call. I think I said Clive Waterfall, but
Yes.
we'll say you again.
Say him again. He
looking
gets
for him.
repeat fees if you say his name twice.
David Vardy's in the house. Hello. With a monocle. John F. Hi, Daniel Watkins. Mott. Hello, all. Michael White. Kerry. It was... Oh, sorry. Never mind. Won't say that one out. Who else have we got here? Tracy Murphy. Lisa L. Linda Kane. Jackie H.W. Sorry, I'm trying to hurry up now. Robert Brailsford.
Have you seen Veg Grow podcast out there? He says, last week I found a seagull with a broken back. Poor thing.
Oh, poor thing. What happened to that? Anyway, but Sensible Paul is in the house. Evening all. I'm not superstitious, but I like all my numbers to be even, like the volume on the television. Aha! I went through a phase of that, but I managed to break it because it annoyed me. It was annoying myself. Joanna Jones is in the house. Evening all. Sorry. Woody Jenny. Mwah, hello. And who else have we got here? Sean O'Brien. I said you right at the beginning, didn't I? Sorry. It's Jonathan Fox. Any new names? Jeffrey Harrison. Lord Harrison.
You've got...
the G-Monster.
Tyler
Elaine-
Dancy Smith.
Elaine Whitelock. Robert Baxter. Colin Moss. There's a name I didn't say. Or Val Pragnell.
Are you down at the bottom, by the way?
I'm just now down at the bottom. The Vegetable podcast. There you are. Excellent. Any names I missed there? Tyler Dancy Smith. Ah, hello. That's a name I've not come across before. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. Sorry for fluffing up the roll call once again.
If we missed you, it's not our fault. It's telecommunication problems and something to do with eyes and mouth speak. That's it. So now the lovely Julia is going to make her way back across the stewed on the floor to the lovely music. We get another chance to see her go skating into...
Oblivion,
yes. So I just got to cue up the music. So bear with me, Julia. Just stay over there so they can't see me for a moment. I'm going to cue up the music. Where is it? Across the room. Here we go. Right, fade the music out, fade it out, there we are. Oh my goodness.
I need to get on them more often.
There we are, ladies and gentlemen, how about that? There we are, the lovely Julia skating live in the studio. You can give us a call on 0793 474679. Have a word with the lovely Julia. Ask her how she manages to not damage any of the gear in the studio. I have to say, I was like this on there. All the lights, all the technical, the camera, the equipment, the mixing desk, the video cameras.
Yeah, I had to sit down. The longer I stayed up on those, the higher the risks went. Need to get on them and practice more often.
Anyway, we thoroughly enjoyed that. That was absolutely brilliant. Fantastic. People are low. Look, so slick. I really like that, says Michael White. We really liked it too. Kisses and hugs in return for your companion for all beings, says Woody Jenny. And Colonel Cragratty says, so slick, you'd never know. Lots and lots of good comments there. Lord Jeffrey says, at Vobes Show, Richard, I'm going for a part-time job. I need a reference because I have been watching you for 6.5 years.
Wow.
Could you put your name down on a reference? Yes, is that the reference that you're a good watcher? Is that what it is? You're knackered, aren't you?
I am.
I think we'll go to a video. I think it's time to see Colonel Cragratty. Whoa! So please prepare your tissues, get ready for vertigo, because we have got far to go with the lovely Colonel Cragratty. He is going up somewhere called Baggy Point. Let's go and find out just how baggy that point it really is. Wait, that wasn't it.
That wasn't a baggy point.
That wasn't the baggy.
That was the keyboard.
That was the keyboard.
With wooden figures behind it.
Yeah, I cocked that up, didn't I?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Let's try it a different way.
That's me. Climb it. Sorry? Yeah. Alex has obviously got the physical bit. This is harder than that other one. Yeah. Oh boy. There's the line up the blue. Bloody hell. This is quite tough for me. Oh boy. That middle bit was a bit tough, wasn't it? You have to watch me on this. I'm not sure what I'm going to be hanging on to at the moment. Not much for your feet, is there? Yeah, well, that's debatable. Just really watch me, because I'm pretty nervous here. My feet are only just on. Huh? So. It's all about the arms, isn't it? I don't know how you look that, mate. I really don't. I couldn't have let that at all. About halfway up, I'd have just run out of energy. So, yeah, that was definitely harder than that one we did yesterday. Good fun. I'd never be able to lead anything that hard. Yeah, I'm safe. Thank you. Okay, thank you very much, Dennis. That was fantastic. It's not slightly nervy.
My goodness. That was scary, wasn't it? I told you it was scary. I warned you. You wouldn't have it. You just thought I was mucking about.
Talk about your heebie-jeebies. I'm like everybody else. I'm astounded that he gets up there. You know, I mean, wow. People even a quarter of your age wouldn't be so nimble up there. I'm sure. Most people.
The thing is, all of this bit, I could, you know.
You can do.
No, I can do it in mine.
Well, as long as there's no wall.
As long as there's no wall, I'll be fine. But the thing that really got me was at the end, right at the end, when he's standing on the very top, and that side there's a sheer drop, and this side there's a sheer drop, and it comes to a point. That, to me, was the scariest bit. Just standing there going, because you just think you've got up there, and it's like, and then you just, whoa.
Yeah. You're standing on the precipice, looking over the,
All the time you're there on the rope, being able to pull yourself up. This is all right, isn't it? Here we are, one of them. And I appreciate it was tiring. I couldn't do it.
Fabulous to watch, though.
Yeah.
Albeit slightly.
And even though we know, obviously, you didn't die, it was all still like, oh my God, is he going to get up there? Is he going to bash his leg against the thing? And
let's not imagine
let's not
what
imagine
could go wrong.
No, absolutely.
The fact is, it didn't, and it doesn't.
And we're very pleased that you're in one piece, but it's very scary. We love it. We love it. Thank you very much for bringing drama, real drama, to the show. It's very good.
Yeah, like Judith says, well done, Colonel. You make it look easy.
Yeah. Next week, Judith is going to give us a demonstration of climbing up, I believe. Is that right, Judith? You've got some rocks near you, the white rocks, the
White Cliffs of Dover.
They're the ones. That's what I was trying to get to.
Yeah, I thought it was.
Yeah, thanks. Anyway, there we are. Thank you very much, Colonel Cragratty. If you'd like to give us a call tonight and tell us what your superstitions are, we would love to hear it. If you've not called the show, do give it a try. It's very easy. You pick up the phone, you hand over about £400,000, and it's 07934746790. Have you had
Call me
any
on the
strange...
line. Call me any day or time. Call me and him.
And me by
Not
default.
any day or time.
Yeah, only
During
when
the
we're
Vobes
doing
show.
yeah.
Especially when he says, "Ooh, does anyone want to call in?"
Yeah, don't call her in the middle of the night when she's trying to get Joe to sleep. I did that once, and it was... No.
Smooth as a baby's bottom.
Nobody noticed me adjust the camera there.
Judith says she prefers to keep her feet on the ground.
Ah, yes. She does a lot of running, does our Judith, doesn't she?
She does.
And swimming.
She does.
Yeah,
Very, very
and
active.
a bit of
It's
karate
lovely.
stuff, I think she also does.
Does she? I can't remember that.
And she does Tai Chi.
Ah.
She ties up people as well when they break in. She has done a bit of hang gliding. And she's very good with folding up bits of paper and turning them into penguins.
Bonnie H says, I climbed to the top of Lewis today. I always say that wrong, didn't I? I said that wrong again, didn't I? Lewis today.
Lewis.
Yeah.
Yes. You used to say Louise or something.
Lose. Why? I can't get it in my brain. Oh, come on. It's really annoying.
It's just like the name, isn't it?
Smiling,
Lewis.
carry on. Yes, I know it's like the name Lewis, but that's with an I.
Yes.
Lewis. This is Luez. Lewes.
Yeah, height is not a problem unless you fall off, says Colonel Cragratty. Yes, but it's that business of making you feel dizzy. That's the thing that gets me.
As he quite rightly says, though, I mean, if you do fall, you're only going to fall about 6 foot at the most.
That would be enough. That would be
so long as your equipment holds out.
Yes, I always think that's when you fall and then the weight of you against the little nail that's holding you up, that bit of Velcro that they've stuck
clamp.
into the... Yeah, it's going to get ping out, and then the next one is ping, ping, ping. You see it on the feature films all the time. They go, whoa, ping, 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 and it's always the last one that just holds you in. And then you're only 6 inches above the ground. And it's like...
Colonel Cragratty says it's mainly a head game. Yes, it is mind over matter, isn't it?
If you were only the weight of your head, it probably would be all right. But remember, you've got body weight as well.
As Linda Kane says, it's not the fall that kills you, it's the sudden stop at the bottom.
Yes. Yeah, and maybe your heart, the shock could probably kill people as well. When you fall, that's 6 foot, during that, the heart's gone, oh, no, it's too much. And never starts. Robert Baxter says, I used to jump off a high diving board, but it went through me. What, the diving board? What? It went.
Used to jump off high diving, but it went through me. I took that to mean that that it got his nerves every time.
Yes, I couldn't. I'm not jumping off, because you also, if you hit the water wrong and you do a belly flop, that can be a dangerous thing.
Michael White says, if I fell off, I would bounce like my checks.
Ah, bless your little socks. And yeah, so give us a call, 07934746790. It's the number, it's on the screen. We need to have some interaction on tonight's show. Are you superstitious about anything? I was trying to think earlier, am I superstitious about anything? Do I do anything superstitious? I don't really think that I'm superstitious. I get more stressed than superstitized. I get stressed that have we got enough footage? Are we going to get the stuff done today? I've got to get it back and edit this. And can everybody shut up, please? I'm trying to concentrate. It's great now living on my own, I can tell you. We have a caller. Thank you so much for ringing. Let's see if we've got ringing in our ears. Hello, caller. Welcome to the show.
Good evening, Mr. Vobes.
Good evening, Colonel Cragratty.
It's the rope will hold you, man.
You'll get your teeth around my name one day, Julia.
Maybe one day.
One day.
When I'm 64.
Yes. The only superstitious thing I have is making sure my rope is not all frayed.
Yes, you don't want a frayed rope, because if your rope's a frayed, then you're going to be
I'm afraid
terrified.
you're going to be... Yeah, you got it.
Yeah. There have been one or two people sadly killed. Well, famous, very experienced climbers where they refused to replace climbing gear because it's their favourite bit of gear or whatever, and it's 20 years old, and it's
when you're putting your life on the line, literally like that, exactly, you want that line to be reliable.
Yeah, I mean, I've retired quite a lot of ropes and slings and stuff that look fine, but
you don't want to take that risk though.
They're 8 years old or 10 years old, and you think, well, I won't know if it's okay until I fall on it, and then it's too late to change your mind.
Exactly, your life is too precious for that, mister.
Yes, so I mean, the cost is not that great, so it's always better to have nice, good gear.
How much is a piece of string? I mean, how much is a length of rope, climbing rope?
Well, mine are usually 50 meters long, and they're usually about £100 each.
What's 50 meters in feet?
150, 160 feet.
Oh right, yeah, okay.
Enough to get you up most crags,
Yeah. And is one rope enough?
You can either climb on one single rope,
yeah,
or you can climb on two thinner ropes. I prefer to climb on the two thinner ropes. Because it means that if one of the ropes did fail, you have got another one as a backup.
Yeah.
You fall.
Yeah.
But the main reason for having what they call half ropes or double ropes is if you're climbing up in a sort of zigzag fashion, because the route goes off to the left and off to the right, and you then clip the rope, every 5 or 10 feet, that rope will be going zigzag, and it will cause so much drag on you and the belayer that you could get to the point where you can't actually easily move. So what you do is you climb with two ropes, so you clip. You're going up zigzagging, but you put one rope on the left and one rope on the right in a straight line, so that the ropes are running straight and you're zigzagging up the route.
Yeah.
And that's quite often a good reason for having half ropes or double ropes.
Gosh.
Cool.
So, the rope is worth that money because, how much are you putting on your life? 100 quid.
It's nothing.
Well, yes.
Really.
Yeah, and the slings that you use, the material slings that you clip the rope with onto the carabiners sometimes, and they're only about, I don't know, £8 or £10 each, so it's not a huge cost of money, and they're usually good for between 5 and 8 years.
Audrey Forbes is asking the question that I've asked before, but it's well worth hearing the answer a second time. She says, what I don't understand is, how does the first person get to the top without a rope?
Well, the first person, or the leader, which I do sometimes, but I didn't in that video, you climb up to the point where you want to protect yourself. You then put some gear or protection in the rock, those bits you saw me taking out, and you clip your rope to you, or to it. So then you've got the rope joined to your harness, which is then clipped to the piece of equipment you just put into the rock face, and your belayer is on the ground. So if you then climb above that piece of protection, maybe 3 foot, for example, and fall off, you will only fall 6 foot.
Oh, I see, because it's here, it's anchored, and you're above it, and so you're going to fall.
And you're above it, and then you put anchors in as you go up.
And what's to stop that pinging out?
Well, you put it in so it doesn't ping.
Well, how do you know? How do you know it's going to not ping out?
Don't they clamp on the inside? You put them in a crevice?
Most of the routes we do, I mean, where you're placing gear like that, there are crevices and cracks and holes in the rock.
Yeah.
And you put you choose the shape of the piece of equipment, a hexagon or a wedge, and you put it into the slot or into the crack so that it can be lifted up, but it can't slide down. So, because I mean, the rocks quite often have vertical cracks in them. And
so essentially, if you fall on it, your weight will pull it further in.
Yes, it jams in the rock.
Oh, I see. I know you have. You've explained this to me before, but I think the fear of it. just pinging out is enough to
No,
make me
I mean,
I'd rather
yes,
take the lift.
there is a risk that the rock could crack, but I mean, some of this rock has been climbed so many times before, and it's so
it could
say
be
that risk
strong.
is so infinitesimal.
But is that not wearing it out though? As more people climb, it's like slowly
Yeah, but I mean, most of the time people aren't falling. I mean, you could have a route which has been climbed thousands of times, and you might only have one or two people falling. So most of the time, the equipment is just put into the
I see.
slot,
Yes.
I see. And it just sits there.
Do they have to mark? Do they mark it and go? This is where.
No. It just goes
get an eye
into
for
the
it, I
crack.
would imagine.
And then when the second person comes up, he lifts it out the opposite way to the way it was put in. So it just slots in. I mean, if there are no cracks on the rock, which is usually something like limestone in this country, or slate, then what the climbing clubs do is they go along and they drill into the rock, and they bond a special bolt into it, and then when the climber goes up, he clicks into the bolt. So
and the bolt just stays there afterwards.
The bolt stays there all the time, yeah.
Yeah, cool.
But in this country, that's called sport climbing, and in this country, it's only allowed on places where there is nowhere to put any equipment, any gear. But if you climb like we do there, generally it's called trad climbing or traditional, where you place your own gear and then you take it out as the second guy comes up, so that it doesn't do any damage and leaves nothing there.
Well, you're a braver man than I am, Gunga Din, I can tell you that, climbing up like that. I mean, when did you know that the fear of heights was not going to be a thing?
The first time I climbed, in my youth, I used to scramble about and stuff, so I knew I wasn't particularly frightened of heights.
Because I've clambered up onto my roof to fix the chimney and things like that, or pull the slate off the roof and things, and it terrifies me. But sometimes I've just had to do it, and it's just so terrifying.
I feel more nervous going up a ladder, which I don't do so much these days. But I mean, strangely enough, when you're climbing, generally, I mean, you choose the grade of route that you feel comfortable on. I only do the easy stuff.
Flat.
I mean, some of the stuff that other people do defies logic. How you can climb a wall where you're hanging on to things the size of a pea, literally.
But the wall you just showed us seemed to have barely anything to grab. I mean, I thought...
Yeah, well, it was... I found it quite difficult because the crack that I was using and the handholds were very small. And you were having to jam your feet and fingers into tiny little cracks, so you're relying on a lot of finger strength.
I guess it helps if you are on if you're quite lightweight, because you less weight to lift up.
Yeah, I guess so. When I lead, when I'm leading, I tend to do stuff that's slightly easier than that. I couldn't have led that. I didn't have the mental ability.
I didn't come off.
I mean, I didn't fall off it, but there were a couple of times near the top where I was getting quite nervous, even though I was on a rope and I knew that if I came off, I'd only drop a few feet because my belayers got me on a rope. But it's still head games. It's still, you don't
logic
want to
doesn't
come
help
off.
sometimes in the game and the brain.
Where you came off at the very top there, that bit where you stood and you had the sheer drops either side, was anything behind you? Could you walk up?
There was. Oh yeah, you could just walk off the top. It wasn't as exposed as it looked on the camera. The camera.
Why the hell didn't you scramble up to safety then instead of standing there going, "Oh, I'm so knackered, I'm
because
weary."
Because then his name wouldn't be Colonel Cragratty, would it?
That's true.
That was quite a large area on the top, and we had an abseil rope. And once you got up to the top, you clicked into the anchors up the top. There were some metal stakes for the abseil rope.
Yeah, you make it sound. You make it sound easy.
You have to abseil down to get out. To do any of the climbs there, you have an abseil rope. So you abseil down, and then climb back up. So you've got to know that you've got to be able to get out somewhere.
Gosh.
But it was a good weekend, and it was about 24 degrees, so it was very hot.
Yeah, so you were sweating buckets. So by the time you got up, you were a hell of a lot lighter.
Oh yeah, I think on the Saturday, because we were there for 3 days, and on the second day, by about 3 o'clock, we were all exhausted, so we went back to the campsite and went for a swing in the sea.
Don't blame you. Colonel Craig Ratty, thank you so much for that. Sharing the climbing experience is amazing. It's a scarce a living thing out of me. It really does.
Yeah, no, it's great. Okay, thank you very much indeed.
No, lovely to talk to you. Thanks, Pete. Take care.
Okay.
Bye.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye, Judith. Bye.
So there you are. You've got to take your hat off to him, haven't you?
Yes, definitely.
Why is this phone playing up again?
I don't know.
Press swipe something to exit. Well, I don't know. I don't know. It says something.
It said something or other.
It's gone now.
Never mind.
Anyway, it's gone.
Never mind.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you so much for that call. That's very, very kind of you. We love that. Bernie is out and about. We're going to watch Bernie now. There's three... Oh, yes, he's back on the Three Rivers of Rye. I think it was the Three Rivers of Rye. And he is at Tillingham this time.
Ooh.
Let's find out what he's up to. Let's hope I've got the gizmo working correctly this time.
Well, I'm having to be very quiet here, and I don't think we're going to see much. I've got here a bit early. It's just after 5:20, but I really need to crack on and get these bridges done today. Hoping you can just about see this. Since I checked on Mr. Google Maps, this has become very, very overgrown. But this little white bridge here you might just hear the sound of a little bit of running water. But I am actually standing at the source of the River Tillingham. It rises in a little spring just under where I'm standing and starts its flow towards the sea here, and we're just in Beacon Lane, just behind a place called Cripps Corner in East Sussex. And it'll be very quiet because there's a farm right next to where I am. The Tillingham is very much the smaller cousin of the Rother and the Breed, and I'm afraid you're not going to see very much, so let's move on, try and get a bit more light next time. I am so disappointed. I just pulled up here, and where you see that gap between the trees, there was a lovely little herd of deer, and of course, even though I pulled up nice and quietly, sat quietly for a couple of minutes so they could get used to me, as soon as I opened that door, they were gone. The River Tillingham flows through probably some of the most rural and out of the way parts of East Sussex here, and the main roads run sort of west to east, and between them run these network of little narrow lanes, and the Tillingham flows through the middle of this network of narrow lanes, so I take my life in my hands a bit. So that's that, but this is the bridge at what is lovingly called Watts Palace Lane. Now, quite what Watts Palace was, I have not been able to find out. There is a rather nice cottage just along the road called Watts Palace Cottage, and hopefully if I can stop there without disturbing the residents, I will do in a few minutes. I just noticed a bit further up they got some new trees planted with protective sleeves around them, so this is obviously a very regular deer run. This is Watts Palace Cottage, and as you can see, I think it dates from 16th parts of it 16th and 17th century. As I say, there are residents, so I've got to be very careful here. But I just had to film that just to show you the little gems you can find in the area.
So there we are. Watts Palace. It's an interesting name, isn't it? It must be a local expression, is it? Mr. Watt, who was above his station, that everyone said he lived in a palace, doesn't he? That's Watts Palace over there, and that's his bridge, Watts Palace Bridge. Oh, these Watts. I tell you, you don't want to plug them in the mains, you'll have light coming on. Know what I mean there, boy? You know?
You know what I mean there, boy?
I know what you means.
I know what you means.
So Woody Jenny says, sources of waterways to me, by the way, thank you very much, Bernie. Sources of waterways to me are... Magical, Bernie. Here in Wiltshire, the River Kennet is just near Avebury, Swallowhead Spring, near Silbury Hill. Well, we've been on the Kennet and Avon Canal.
Yes.
But not on the River Kennet. I don't know how wide the River Kennet
you
gets.
You and the lovely Mark English have done dowsing near things like Avebury, haven't you?
We did some dancing. Oh, dowsing, yes. Dowsing
with the dowsing rods.
Yes, that's right.
And there is a strong link between the ley lines of these ancient monuments and waterways.
Well...
And the magnetic forces of that.
I know that
something to do with that.
Mark doesn't believe in ley lines as such.
No.
And Alfred Watkins, I think, who wrote this book called the Rough Track, or the Straight Track, I think it was, where he introduced the idea of ley lines in around 1930.
I thought you were going to start singing Eric Clapton then. Layla. Sorry. Ley lines, not Layla.
I don't know the song. Yeah, and then I think a lot of people have debunked it, because I think basically what he did was he looked at a map and said, look, there's an ancient building, and and isn't it strange how they all line up in a straight line? Now, I think, I haven't really researched it very much, so I'm open to looking at it, but Mark says no, it's that's just coincidence, and a number of people have said it's coincidence. And then Mark goes on to talk about these energy channels. One's called Michael, I forget what the other one's called.
What?
Not Michael. And Mary and Michael, it might be, or Mary and Joe, I can't remember. Anyway, they supposedly circle the earth. I don't really understand it. He says he feels it. He's got his dowsing rods, and he does the Irish jig, and they do their windscreen wiping impressions. And it's all very impressive. Now, I'm open to that. I don't really understand it. I can't. It's that thing about not sensing, like you've seen Sophie in the house. Get down, cat.
Well, that's what I call it now, just because it makes sense. I said, oh, the cat you mentioned it used to have, was it a dark one? He said, yeah, black. Okay, yeah, okay. Might have been that one then.
But they're all dark, these things, aren't they? All these things that people say, they're all dark. It's like the other day, we were walking up towards Kingsley Vale, and you turned around and you said, there's the hooded figure of death following us.
No. It's just
a black figure.
And, obviously there's just this flash of an image in my brain that, because I only turned around briefly, then turned back, and I was like, did I actually see that? And then I turned back. No. There's not a hooded figure behind me. But then I joked that, maybe it was
the Grim Reaper.
The Grim Reaper after.
Yeah, and it was night was falling. And she talks about the Grim Reaper, and I'm thinking, my goodness, we've got to get back to the van. Why? There are all these dark figures. Is it just dark because there's not much light? That's what I want to know. Maybe. Anyway.
Who knows, there's all sorts of things that...
How do we get on to... Oh, yes, because many sources of waterways are magical, yes. The sources of... Well, I guess they are magical, because people, obviously, it was very important to people who didn't have Southern water or Thames water and water coming out the tap. They needed to know where the pure water was coming out the earth, because as soon as it got into the rivers, you had tanners poisoning it with lots of their stuff, and everybody chucking stuff in, and animals would die in it, and all sorts of, venereal diseases would. What's the stuff that rats put into the water? There's a thing that rats wee can kill you. So the nearer that you live to a natural spring where it's come out from the minerals, obviously the more healthier it's going to be, because everything is going downstream. And if a roe deer died in a horrible agonizing car accident in the Saxon times, a cart was going too fast and it ran it over, pulverized it, and it rotted, and it at the edge of a stream, and the blood seeped in, and various birds came down and ate it and choked up a bit because they weren't very happy. All that stuff is running into the water, isn't it?
Yes.
He
Nice.
says, waffling on a bit. And so clearly, and I take Woody Jenny's point, really, that it's magical because, and I guess it can be seen to be magical because people might not have understood what pollution was. They might well have understood it because they were a bit cleverer than we give them credit for most of the time. But if you're nearer the sort, that's all I was saying.
Wheels disease?
Wheels, yes, wheels disease. That's right, rats. And goodness knows,
Thanks, Robert
that
Baxter.
must be how caveman must have looked down and went, wheels, that's what we need for our wheelbarrow. And for carts, wheels. These rats, they were pumping them out. Bonk. Yeah, a wheel, a wheelie useful thing. Anywho, so we're talking about superstitions in tonight's show. What was that song?
Superstitious, writing on the wall.
Now, talking of songs, have you got time to play on your ukulele?
I have.
Would you like the lovely Julia? She has got the superstitious song to play. How does it go?
Oh, no, I don't have a superstitious
Oh, you don't know
song.
one?
No. Are we going to have Ray of Hope playing us out then?
Yes, I think Ray of Hope. He's got a nice old rocker, he says.
Excellent.
I think it's a rocking chair one.
A rock song.
Yeah, where you were on there with your pipe going, "Good night, Mary Lou. I'm just on the veranda, Mary Lou, with my pipe and my slippers and my 12-bore shotgun. If I see any vermin coming out here, Mary Lou, I'll be blasting it off. I really will."
I zoned out for a second. Then what's he on about?
Well, I can get out my little song now. It's an old rocker. There was a time when I used to rock much.
We can't go on together with suspicious minds. Suspicious minds.
Are they superstitious minds?
Well,
See?
and we can't build our dreams on superstitious minds.
Superstitious minds. Ba-dum-bum. So the lovely Julia is going to meander.
I'm not going to skate because they took
She's
them
not
off.
going to skate, no, she's taking them off. She is going to walk in the old-fashioned way to the other side of the studio.
On my feet.
Yes. Val Doolican. Yes, we've got a Val Doolican number.
Doonagan.
Val Doolican. Doonigan. Val Doonigan. Val Peculiargan.
Sorry, I was seeing an N where you was putting
Yeah, well,
an
you
L,
know what,
so
Val
I was
Doolican.
thinking,
Val
what?
Doolican.
Is that my sight or my ears playing?
Yeah, don't shoot the ferret. You've already
Don't
sat
shoot
it.
the ferret. We already shot the badger. Don't kill the badgers.
Don't kill the badgers. Anyway, you need a banjo.
Yeah,
That's
you need
true.
a banjo. I've got a banjo actually.
She's got a banjo.
I've never played it though.
Anyway, the lovely Julia, would you like to take your position?
Yeah, I'm going now. I'll tell you what, I'm going now, yeah?
You go now, get over there and play on your banjo. So, we've got the bubbles. There we are. We had the bubbles this time. And she's going to this side of the studio, ladies and gentlemen. No music this time. I haven't got it all coughed up ready. And lovely Julia, I'll plug in your microphone. What are you going to play for us?
A song I heard on the radio earlier and then it stuck in my head, and then I looked up the ukulele chords this afternoon and I was like, yeah, I could do that. Yeah, it might be crap, but I'll do it anyway.
It might be crap, ladies and gentlemen, but she's going to give it a whirl. I've got my headphones on so I can monitor the sound and give you a bit of reverb.
Just trying to wake this thing second.
Oh, she's disappeared. Where's she gone?
Where's the...
Oh, you behind the thing. Press the little button.
Oh, there.
The computer over there has fallen asleep, and when it falls asleep, you can't just wiggle the mouse.
Which I did try. I do it every time.
I know.
It's not working.
It's only because there must be a thing to tell it how long to stay awake for, and you know, the old screensaver computer don't fall asleep business. Whilst you're doing that and keeping my ears nice and warm here, thanks for the kind comments. There's Station Master's Choice. The Tillingham is not exactly an exciting river, I'm afraid. Do you think you could get a coracle on it? Could you get a coracle on that river? My coracle is in a very poor shape at the moment. It needs actually, has anyone got an old hide they're not using? The hide of a cow. If you've got an old hide, full size, that would stretch across to all of my coracle, let me know. It'd be very useful. Thanks. That was the sound of the microphone being pushed. I did make a video about me trying to put an outboard motor on my coracle. I had a number of interesting comments regarding that, mostly suggesting that I probably would fall in, as the thing would like that. There was a noise downstairs. Was that the black hooded figure of death again?
That was your gas meter, electric meter.
My electric meter. I don't have any gas in this place. Right. So, are you all set?
I think so.
Okay. What's it called? Your song?
It's called Payphone by
Payphone.
Payphone
By BT.
by Maroon 5.
She's a nice girl. Oh, by Maroon 5.
Yeah,
I've heard of them.
Yeah. It's not my favourite song of theirs. I like Sugar. I don't know why. It's just...
Well, we know you like sugar. You're trying
no,
to reduce
I mean the
it.
song.
Oh, the song. Sugar, sugar, you are my candy girl. That's not Maroon 5, is it?
No.
No, that's Maroon for the Night.
I can't remember what that band is anyway.
Right.
Okay.
We'll see how it goes.
Let's butcher this.
Let's. On you go, lovely Julia.
Me. Just for laughs.
Yep.
Okay. I'm at a payphone. Let's see if I can get the right key.
Okay.
Hang on. I'm at a payphone trying to call home. It's not in the right key. All of my changes. It's still not in the right key. Wait.
Wait, I'm looking for the right key.
The right key. So funny.
Is it that one?
I'll try that one. I'm at a payphone. Still not the right key.
This is we've had this issue a number of times, have we not? Where whoever sets these things up, they either don't know the right key or it doesn't sound right to you.
Yeah, well, it depends because obviously, I mean, although he sings, he's got a male voice and he sings quite high for a male, but still, some people will key it down so that they can sing it.
Oh, I see.
So
So do you think the person who wrote the tabs has put it in the wrong key from the version that you're familiar with?
Well, I wouldn't say wrong key, but not the original key.
Because it's not a wonky.
No, it's not a wrong key. All right, let's see if I can do this.
If you can't, don't worry. You gave it the best shot.
I did it earlier, didn't I? Just
you did it
before,
earlier,
like 10 minutes before
yeah.
the show started. I was
Yeah.
there going, yeah, I've got this. I can do this. Yeah, right. What was I thinking? Right.
There is no pressure.
I'm at a payphone trying to call home. All of my change I spent on you. Where have the times gone, baby? It's all wrong. This sounds awful. Where are the plans we made for two? God, it gets worse. Okay.
What about, can you do sugar? You can't do that one.
I haven't even looked at that one. Let me see if I can get it. I'm sorry, guys. I actually thought I had the right key for that.
No worries. Don't worry, lovely Julia. these things always come to try it. It's the 13th, you see. Are you superstitious about the 13th? Have you had anything weird happen to you on a day that you've always worried? Have you ever got up in the morning and thought, this is not going to be my day, and it's proved to be that? Or has the complete opposite happened, where you've been dreading something and then actually it's all gone well? That usually happens with me often when I didn't want to go to work. And I would dread the journey to somewhere. And you think, oh, I've got to make this bloody journey. And it's miles away. It's right in the traffic. And I really don't. And then the night before, you're dreading it. And you can't be wanting to go there. And you can't sleep. And then you wake up and you're, oh, God, I've got to drive there. And everything's going to go. And then actually, you get in the car. You get going. And you don't know what you were worried about. It's like, yeah, it's a little bit of traffic. But nobody died. Well, you didn't see it. Obviously, a number of people probably did die on the road that day, because people die on the roads every day. But luckily, you didn't see it, and you didn't die, and everything's all right. Joanna Jones says, I think that's most mornings. Most things are never as bad as you imagine. You haven't tried watching this show back when you've been in it. You just look back and go, oh, my God, did I say that? Did I really say that? Let's see how lovely Julia's getting on. What do you think?
All right, let's try this one.
You could, even if you only do one verse.
I think I can do a verse and a chorus at least.
Oh, okay. Cool beans.
I'm hurting, baby. I'm broken down. I need your loving, I need it now. When I'm without you, I'm something weak. You've got me begging, I'm on my knees. Don't want to be needing your love. Just wanna be deep in your love, and it's killing me. And it's killing me when you're away. Oh baby, 'cause I really don't care where you are. I just wanna be there where you are. And I gotta get again. And I gotta get one little taste of sugar. Yes, please. Won't you come and put it down on me? Right here. 'Cause I need little love. Damn it. Little love and little sympathy. Yeah, you show. Oh.
That's good, though. That's really good.
Yeah, you show me good loving. Make it. No, I've lost it now.
Oh, don't worry. Don't worry.
Make it alright. Need a little sweetness in my life. Yeah, sugar. Nah, screwed it. Oh, God. Nah.
Uh-oh. Come back over here, lovely Julia. Come back over here where none of it matters. But you've got such a brilliant singing voice. We love it. We really love your singing voice. All of us do. Don't... what is it? Is it the...
I'm at a payphone trying to call home. What is with me? Why? Why?
It's the 13th. Come back, lovely Julia. Come back. We're going to watch Ray of Hope now, ladies and gentlemen, whilst Julia breaks her mandolin and destroys it completely. Ray of Hope says it's an old rocker. We like the old rocker.
Just putting my hair out.
Yeah. You don't want to do that. They won't be able to tell us apart then. Cool, it's very useful you actually having hair, because we look absolutely identical. We could be sisters. Look, Elaine Whitelock says, your voice is great, Julia. Such a great voice, says Anne Wright and Michael.
Too kind.
And they love you, and you've got a good singing. That's why I said, a little backing track to save you having to worry about the.
That would be cool. I wonder. Can we use like karaoke tracks, or would we get?
I don't know. It must find out if karaoke tracks are copyright based. Because if you're doing the melody and the track is just doing the rhythm, I could sit there and just go, sugar, let's sweet, I'll have a cup of tea with you, 3 spoons, coffee, and happy with a tune with you. You see, I'm much better at just making up the lyrics and trying to remember the real ones. It's so much more fun. Only I can't hold the tune. It goes. You're very good at being able to just hear the music and sing the music, whereas I can sometimes hear it in my head, but I cannot make it work out of my gob.
I like to hear a song music that I like to hear it until it's really in my blood, and then I just love to
sing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You are. You're a good singer. You should do more of it. Ray of Hope, ladies and gentlemen.
A bit of fun with a 3-note melody for you old rockers.
How about that, ladies and gentlemen? The one, I didn't recognise it at all, I'm afraid, but it's an old rockers song. I am obviously clearly not an old rocker. But Ray, that sounded fantastic. Brilliant stuff. Thank you so much. People seem to know what that was. And of course, as Woody Jenny says, the Wooden Tops were behaving themselves tonight, which is great. Station Master's Choice saying it's Mr. Fogarty and his friends. And great stuff, Ray. Audrey Forbes, great stuff, Ray, as usual. Colonel Craig, Station Master's Choice, absolutely brilliant. We love it, Ray. Keep sending them in. Never mind whether I know what it is. That means nothing. Now, whilst you were doing that, incredibly, how the lovely Julia was able to isolate, because I had that on full belt in the studio. She stole herself away and is now sitting in the bath with razor blade. What? No, she's come back. She's come back. She's all right. Don't panic. She was over the other side of the stewed. There she is. Don't be morbid. And she reckons she's cracked it. She reckons she's suddenly found the key. It was lying on the floor. You know, it get tucked down between the sofa and stuff.
Yeah, hurry up so don't lose it.
Yeah, it's okay. So we're back with the lovely Julia, and she's going to give it one more go. Go on, Julia. It's all to you.
I'm at a payphone trying to call home all of my change I spent on you. Where have the time's gone, baby? It's all wrong. Where are the plans we made for two? Yeah, I know it's hard to remember the people we used to be. It's even harder to picture that you're not here next to me. You say it's too late to make it, but is it too late to try? And in our time that you wasted, all of our bridges burned down. I've wasted my nights, you turned out the lights. Now I'm paralyzed, still stuck in that time when we called it love. But even the sun sets in paradise. Scrolly, scrolly, scrolly. I'm at a payphone trying to call home. All of my change I spent on you. Where have the times gone, baby? It's all wrong. Where are the plans we made for two? If happy ever after did exist, I would still be holding you like this. All of those fairy tales are full of it. One more flippin' love song, I'll be sick. You turned your back on tomorrow, 'cause you forgot yesterday. I gave you my love to borrow, but you just gave it away. You can't expect me to be fine, I didn't expect you to care. I know I've said it before, but all of our bridges burned down. I've wasted my nights, you turned out the lights. Now I'm paralyzed still, stuck in that time when we called it love. But even the sun sets in paradise. I'm at a payphone trying to call home. All of my change I spent on you. Where have the times gone, baby? It's so wrong. Where are the plans we made for two? If happy ever after did exist, I would still be holding you like this. All of those fairy tales are full of it. One more flippin' love song, I'll be sick. Now I'm at a payphone. I think that'll do. Me. What's up, Doc?
I think you did brilliantly, Julia. Oh, well done, you. That was absolutely amazing. There we go.
Far from amazing, but I got through it.
You got through
Kinda.
it, and you can do it, and you did it very, very well.
I'm happy with that anyway.
And not only that, you did have you had me running around with the little camera trying to get interesting views.
Yeah, I was trying to ignore you.
Yeah, try. Well, that's the point, isn't it? You've got to ignore the camera people. And now there's cables and everything all over the blooming place. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've enjoyed the show. It's been certainly... We always try to do something slightly different, don't we?
Yeah.
You've had the lovely Julia roller skating in the studio live, and not at the same time, but playing her ukulele. Who would have thought that 3 years ago, when we first met...
I did not think for a second I would A, be on your live show, B, play anything, C, sing anything, and D, skate.
Yeah, so I think by the end of the year, I will not be required at all, and it will just be... Oh yeah, sorry, we turned you down. Sorry. See, I'm not even good as a sound engineer.
Oh, shush. There's so much to think about here.
Oh, I know.
Most people who do these YouTube things probably don't use all of this stuff.
No, I'm sure they have much better control over things. Anyway,
no, they just don't do as many things.
We just try to bung in lots of different things if we can. Obviously, it's not all easy. If you enjoy the show and you want to support the show, I know I'm sort of asking you to help out, but we try to buy bits and bobs.
Arms for the poor.
Arms for the poor. Well, it's like busking on the internet. That's what I'm doing. So there you are. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Thank you, Julia, for coming in.
Thank you very much for having me here.
Thank you to all our wonderful people who have supplied the content for tonight's show. Ray of Hope with your old rocker show, Bernie and the lovely River of Tillingham, and Colonel Craig Ratty for giving us the fright of our lives. Of course, thanks to Judith also for being out there moderating, and for you guys for tapping in, and Pete for giving us a phone call. It's been great fun. We've got through it. Monday is done and dusted as far as we're concerned. We've got the rest of the week to enjoy. And there's Bubbles. So it all really remains for us to say take care, look after yourselves, have a good week. See you on Wednesday. Till then, goodbye.
Bye.